Hey everyone, this is Brendan Lowe, creator and founder of Jazz Piano School. Obviously, you can see I'm playing with some different types of backgrounds for this podcast episode. I'm not sure if I like this one just yet, but in this podcast episode number 152, I'm going to be showing you how to implement ornaments into your improvisational lines. Now, back when I was a young whippersnapper growing up, I was always just playing eighth note lines, and I hear a lot of students doing this, and it doesn't have any rhythmic flavor, right? It feels kind of flatline, it feels very bland. So in this podcast episode, I'm going to show you how to get rid of that flatline feeling in your improvisational lines by adding ornaments, and they're really going to help to spice things up while you're soloing. All right, so that being said, let's dive right into this episode.
All right, so what we're going to do with these ornaments is basically, if I were to play a solo, right, and most of the time people are always just playing eighth notes. So if I'm playing a blues, something like that. And again, even for me, it's hard to not add in some of these ornaments that I'm about to talk about. But what we want to do is really think like a drummer, right? So a drummer, if you were to picture a drummer solo, he's not just going to play eighth notes. He's not going to play da ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da on his drums, right? Can you imagine a drummer playing da ba 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 da ba da ba da? That would sound terrible. The reason drum solos sound cool is because of all the different accents, of all the different ornaments that are being happen, right? The triplets, 16th note figures, right? So just for example, like he's going to play da boo da ba da da ba da 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 da, right? There's all these different tiny little like nuances of rhythmic feel that are going into all the beats, but essentially at the bottom of it, he would have da 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 boo da. But you have to spice those rhythms up, right? So instead of just playing, I can go, right? Just adding that little 16th note figure in, right? Right? Adds so much flavor to that line already. Right? Or, right? So if you're going to add triplets in, that's fine too. You can add either 16ths or triplets, right? Or I can go, right? I can add a full 16th note figure in. 1 E into 2, right? 1 E into 2 would be my 16th note. Right? Instead of just going. So all these things are really important. This is it's going to be a short lesson, but you need to slowly practice adding these types of little trills, these 16th note trills and triplet kind of trills figures into your lines. So take some sort of line that you've played a lot. Maybe it's just take any line, right? And try and add in, spice it up with some sort of trill, right? Whether it's a 16th note, a triplet trill, even just like a little grace note. You can just use grace notes, right? So if I were to play, let me see if I remember what I played. So, that's what I played, yeah. So I could go, I could do that. I switched up the line just a little bit. Let me see. I could do that. Just speed it up. I could do that. Right? A little triplet note figure at the beginning. Right? Or, sorry, that was my 16th note. Right? But take different lines and see if you can add in these figures throughout the blues and just go super slowly. And, eventually you want to start putting it together. So you're playing a solo very slow. Right? So just adding that one little thing in is going to increase it so much. all these little different type of rolls, trills, grace notes. You want to think about as many different textures as possible to add into your playing to give it flavor. Otherwise, it's going to sound... And we all know we've been here. Right? We all been there, and the people out there listening will be like listening, and I know you're going to have an epiphany and be like, oh my God, my playing sounds like that, right? And that's okay. It's totally okay. We've all been there, but when I made this but when I had this like realization, I was like, oh my God, I need to add these, and playing bebop too, right? Instead of just going, I could go, it's such a different sound. I mean, if you listen to Clifford, Freddie, Lee Morgan, all these, so many players, I heard it the most personally with trumpet players like Clifford Brown has all these amazing trills, and you should definitely check out Clifford Brown transcriptions where he has these amazing trills to his approach notes. I forget what I played there. Right? All these trills, right? All these trills spice up the flavors. Otherwise, you just get consistent streams of eighth notes, okay? So enjoy that, practice it into your playing, and I'll see you in the next episode.
All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get our new podcast delivered to you every single week. And we also publish a lick of the week on Mondays every single week on this YouTube channel as well. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them down below. And don't forget to check out our website at jazzpianoschool.com for loads and loads of other free jazz piano educational resources. And if you want to go a little bit step further, you can sign up for our membership as well. All right, I'll see you in the next podcast episode. Thanks so much and happy practicing.